Level up your frequency.
Welcome to episode 21 of the Level Up Your Frequency podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Sun, and I'm here to help you level up your frequency for better health and mental wellness. If you're looking for a safe, non-invasive solution to healing your mind, body, and spirit for inner growth and expansion, then I welcome you to check out the binaural tones healing system. We use audio prescriptions with the unique binaural tone formula to help smoothly transition your brainwaves into altered states of consciousness. Within these states, we then have access to rewire our subconscious mind. Now, this has been proven to help with better sleep, anxiety, stress relief, memory retention, better focus, Alzheimer's disease, ADHD, and so much more. So if you're interested to learn more, simply join our wait list. You can click the link below in our show notes. In today's episode, I will be discussing the 5 brainwave states and how they connect to our mental health and wellness. So let's jump right into it. Now, let's start with what binaural tones are. Now, you may have heard about this as binaural beats, and typically we see it all over YouTube. There's binaural beats like everywhere. I like to refer to this as binaural tones because it can be a little bit confusing. Beats just seems like, oh, this is just some entertainment, just something I can listen to and rock out to. But it's actually something that is going to trick the brain into different brainwave states. And how this works is when I'm creating binaural tones, let's just say in the studio, I'm working with 2 different frequencies. And how this works is when I'm in the studio, I'll take, let's just say we want to get into like a theta state and we want to be at 6 hertz. I'll take 200 hertz and 206 hertz, just to keep it really simple. And I'll pan one left and one right. So when you're listening to this, your ears are hearing 200 hertz in one ear, 206 hertz in the other ear. But once it enters into your brain actually picks up the difference of these 2 frequencies. So just think 206 minus 200, you got 6 hertz. So that's what your brain does to these frequencies. And that's why it's recommended that you listen with headphones, or else it's really not that effective. So when your brain is processing these tones, it creates a completely different tone, right? And these tones mimic our 5 brainwave states, and this is called brainwave entrainment. And if you can research it online, brainwave entrainment, it's also referred to as brainwave synchronization or neural entrainment. And this refers to the observation that our brainwaves will naturally synchronize, so it will sync up to the rhythm of external stimuli, such as, like, let's just say flickering lights, to speech, to music, and also tactile stimuli. So let's just break this down a little bit so we can simplify it. So basically, when we listen to binaural tones, the sound, it goes into our ears, then into our brain, and then our brain processes the sound. And then this will allow our brainwave patterns to fall in sync with the tones. And when our brain actually syncs up with these tones, it puts us into altered states of consciousness. So if you're feeling down, this method is an easy way to change your brainwave activity to match a frequency of calmness and peace of mind. And what I love the most about this is it's completely safe and non-invasive, very easy method that's pretty much accessible to anyone and everyone. Anyone can do it. All right, so now that we covered how binaural tones work, and you have a little bit, or I hope you have a little bit of a better understanding for how they work, I thought I would jump into the 5 brainwave states and why these brainwave states are so important. And most of us don't really understand, but these brainwave states determine how we function throughout the day. So let's start with delta. So delta is between 5 hertz to 3 hertz. And this is what we experience when we are fast asleep, when we are regenerating, and when we are healing. And this is a very, very important state to be in as we're sleeping. Now, you're not going to recall ever being in this state, but it's still incredibly important for our health. Now, in this state, you're going to be deeply asleep, but not actively dreaming. And your body needs this state to heal and regenerate. And on a daily basis, you'll need to achieve this state when you sleep at night to make sure your body can heal itself. So when you're feeling really sick or your body and your mind are working very hard, you'll want to stay in this state a little bit longer. And most of us, which I'm going to jump right into theta state in a second, but most of us are in a theta state when we are sleeping at night. So we're having maybe like lucid dreams and, we're not really in a restful state. So when we wake up feeling tired, not, well rested. So that's why it's very, very important to make sure that you can get into this state. The easiest way to do that is by listening to delta brainwaves. Then we have our theta state. Now, theta is a state that we're in. We have a small window of time, but we're in this state just as we wake up in the morning. And then we're in theta state as we start to drift off to sleep at nighttime. Now, you can get sleep in theta, but again, it's not going to be that restful, dreamless type of sleep. Now, in theta state, you're going to feel kind of like otherworldly, like that dreamy, that surreal feeling. And this is a wonderful state to be in during deep meditation. And in theta, you no longer sense the outside world, but you're aware and conscious of your internal world. So all of your subconscious fears, your hopes, your judgments are hidden here in theta state. Now, theta is a difficult state to achieve because you often drift out of it very quickly, either becoming conscious and going into alpha or moving on to a deeper state of delta. But by staying in theta, you can learn endless information about yourself and your consciousness. All right, then we have alpha, and alpha is between 8 hertz and 12 hertz. Now, this is, if you're operating in an alpha mode, you'll feel very present and in the moment, and you might be somewhat reactive to the world around you, but you'll feel like you have time to process what's going on rather than reacting on instinct. So this is a wonderful state to achieve when meditating or doing something that requires coordination, focus, and learning. And most of the time, I'm going to hop right into the next state in a second, which is beta state. But most of the time we are in beta state, and it's not necessarily that healthy for our body. So if we can somehow get more into an alpha state during the day, this is truly the ultimate state to be in during most of your working hours. All right, now we have beta. So this is between 12 hertz and 38 hertz. Now this is all about reaction, engagement, sensory experiences. These brainwaves take a lot of energy to produce, and you're going to feel really productive and focused when you're in this state. And your brain in beta is actively engaged, it's aware, but it's also reactive. So this is a great state for short-term problem solving and being engaged in exciting activities, but it's not a great state to be in for long-term decision making or really thinking through your actions. And a lot of people, when we're in this state for too long, we will experience, and most of us are in this state all the time during the day. So most of us will experience heightened states of anxiety, of stress, typically when you're experiencing any like panic attacks or typically anything that makes you feel off or uneasy, most likely you are in a beta state. Then we have gamma. So this is between 38 hertz to 42 hertz. Now, gamma is, unlike alpha and beta, gamma brainwaves don't really translate into feeling active and alert. Rather, what's being discovered is that neurons are firing so harmoniously that people often feel like they're having a spiritual experience. So, in most cases, gamma waves help you with information processing, and it really helps to get you into that ultimate flow state. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper into how each brainwave state connects to your health and wellness. Now, for our delta state, which is what we experience when we're having dreamless sleep, I would listen to delta, of course, to get your restful sleep. But then I would also listen to delta so that your body is able to fully heal and repair. And this is crucial to your well-being and your overall health. It's probably one of the most important states to be in, just overall, so that you're able to function and live a happy, long, amazing life. Then let's jump into theta. So theta, listening to theta is great to get you into a meditative, relaxed state. And this is a great state to be in when you're needing help just calming down. Like, let's just say you're under heavy amounts of stress and anxiety. It's really going to help to calm the body down and ease any strain within the body. It also helps to reduce inflammation in the body as well as chronic pain. And it's great for alleviating if you suffer with migraines or headaches. Now, meditating in this state is highly suggested because it has the ability to help the body heal down to a cellular level. Now, alpha will allow you to stay focused yet calm. So you can get a lot more done throughout your day. And again, I highly recommend, if you feel yourself just getting a lot done, but you still feel like kind of anxiety stricken, I would listen to alpha tones to train your brain to be more in an alpha state so that you're able to get all the things done that you would get done in beta state, except you will not burn yourself out. So you can listen to alpha tones as you're making long-term decisions or needing to focus, again, without the added stress and anxiety. Now, one more thing about alpha waves also decrease depression, and it helps to increase your creativity and can be used in conjunction with creative visualization to reprogram the subconscious mind. Now, I wouldn't recommend listening to beta unless you are completely drained and you need a quick fix. It's kind of like, I like to compare this to drinking a cup of coffee, having some caffeine. Just be mindful that it may bring on like the jitters, or in other words, some anxiety as well. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I will leave that up to you. And we have our gamma. Now, gamma waves can improve your memory. Gamma will help to increase your attention span. Gamma waves increase your awareness, your mindfulness, and it will help to boost your brain's immunity and function. And gamma waves are actually currently being used to reverse and treat Alzheimer's disease as well as ADHD and learning disabilities. So I would listen to gamma waves to help with your focus and your creativity. It kind of gives you a detached feeling, yet it puts you into the ultimate flow state. Now, this is just brushing the surface. There's definitely a lot more benefits and exciting research that's currently being conducted with binaural tones. And currently, I've been working on a binaural tone system. We're using audio prescriptions with a unique binaural tone formula that will help to smoothly transition your brainwaves into altered states of consciousness. So anyone can really listen to this without getting any side effects. It's very safe for the brain, for the body. This isn't like listening to tones from YouTube. It's actually a special formula that is easy on the mind, and it allows us to gain access to rewire the subconscious. And again, this has been proven to help with everything I mentioned, with better sleep, anxiety, stress relief, memory retention, better focus, Alzheimer's disease, ADHD, and so much more. And right now we are experimenting with coupling the tones with affirmations and visualizations. and we'll be experimenting with a lot more during our case studies. So we have a small case study group now, and if you're interested to learn more or hear about our results along the way, simply join our wait list. You can find that link below in the show notes. Now, we will be making refinements based on our case study results to deliver a system that I feel will be amazing and is targeted to really help you rewire your subconscious and address any health concerns that you may be battling with. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining in this week, and I look forward to co-creating a frequency-driven planet with you. Take care.
Level up your frequency.